Good morning, good morning. Good morning, and it's a great day in San Diego, and I want to thank everyone for coming out today. And as we start, invite everyone to take a look at this beautiful ballpark behind me. Petco Park is a perfect example of what we as San Diegans can accomplish when we work together as a community. Petco Park, as everyone in San Diego knows, is one of the premier stadiums in the country, hosting everything from Paul McCartney concerts to next year's All-Star Game. And it's more than a ballpark. It's also revitalized downtown's East Village and boosted our local economy with new businesses and jobs and housing that has cropped up all around it. Petco Park was built through a very public process that included a public vote. And it was a public-private partnership that has benefited both the city of San Diego and the Padres immensely. And more than a decade since it first opened, this stadium remains proof that our city can unite and create a better future for the next generation. And today we're going to use that spirit of cooperation to keep the Chargers right here in San Diego. Let's be honest, at no point in San Diego's history has the possibility of the Chargers moving to LA been more real. It's time for us as a community to come together to decide the future of the Chargers in San Diego. I know we can do that. And I know there are some out there who think that this issue is too difficult and too complex to solve. I am not one of them. And let me explain why. There have been two fundamental changes since the Chargers first began their stadium search more than a decade ago. First, we now have a mayor who knows that the time for action is now. San Diegans need results. And second, we're going to, for the first time ever, have a real, tangible plan for a new stadium. That's never been done before. Yes, we've had renderings. Yes, we've had ideas floated about how you could possibly, maybe fund it, but those aren't plans. A plan is when somebody tells you, this is where it's going to go, this is how we're going to build it, and most importantly, this is how it's going to be paid for. That's a plan, and that's what we're going to have by the fall of this year. San Diegans are going to be able to see it. San Diegans are going to be able to feel it, to kick the tires, and to make sure that it makes sense for us as San Diegans. The people that you see standing here behind me are the civic leaders and the experts that are going to put this plan together. The 9 members of the Citizens Stadium Advisory Group each bring specific skills and qualifications for developing large-scale projects. They will recommend a location for a new stadium and develop a viable financing plan. They will explore all possibilities to finance the project with the clear direction from me that it must be good and a fair deal for San Diego taxpayers. And they will be focused on 2 possible locations, either the current Mission Valley site or along with an expanded convention center right here in downtown. The bottom line is that this will be an independent group that will give the San Diegans a real plan, tangible financing options, the first plan that we've had since 13 years. And now I'd like to introduce members of the Citizens Stadium Advisory Group. First and foremost, Rod Daymar, a private equity investor. Adam Day, a California State University trustee and assistant tribal manager of Sequan. Amy Fawcett, Chief Operating Officer of the San Diego Regional Chamber. Jason Hughes, President and CEO of Hughes Marino. Jesse Knight, Executive Vice President of Sempra Energy and Board Chairman of SDG&E. And Mary Lydon, Executive Director of the Urban Land Institute for San Diego and Tijuana. And Jim Steig, a former NFL executive. Also on the group, but unable to join us this morning, is Walt Eckerd, former Chief Administrative Officer for San Diego County and former Chief Operating Officer for the City of San Diego. And Doug Barnhart, the Chairman of Barnhart Reese Construction. This very well-rounded group will be nimble enough to complete an analysis, develop plans, and make these recommendations by the fall of this year. That is their firm deadline. And when they deliver, which they will, we will for the first time have that plan to consider, and San Diegans will have the final say with a public vote. And I want to thank each of you for volunteering for your time to serve the citizens of San Diego. You're here because you want to be here. You're here because you believe in this opportunity. And you're here because you know that as San Diegans we can come together and seize this challenge to have real results. I want to thank you. Now I'd like a few of them to take the opportunity to speak for themselves. First and foremost is someone that you're probably all familiar with. He's a former NFL executive who was credited with growing the Super Bowl from a championship game into a worldwide extravaganza. And during his 36 years with the NFL, he was in charge of 26 Super Bowls. So if there's anybody who knows how to get things done, it's Jim Steig. Jim, please come on up and say a few words.
Thanks, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor Faulconer. Yeah, my name is Jim Steig. I know a number of you. I've been in this community for 10 years. I've had the good fortune over my career, which seems to be getting longer and aging me more each time, that I've attended NFL games in over 70 major stadiums across the United States and around the world. I've worked in 15 different communities, ranging from Berlin, Germany, to Honolulu, Hawaii, in trying to put on events and being involved in their construction projects. I am ready to bring my experience and my recent experience I've had in the last couple of years working in the collegiate area to the Mayor's Citizen Advisory Group, and I'm honored to be asked by the Mayor to do this. I have a lot of experience with stadium issues across the country, and let me tell you that Mayor Faulconer is showing the kind of leadership San Diego needs to keep us a world-class city. I first started working here in San Diego in 1983, and I think of what this area looked like at that point in time when we awarded the Super Bowl that was held here in 1988. It took the leadership of Pete Wilson and people like Herb Klein, Bob Payne, Leon Parma to have a vision to make that happen. I actually remember I was saying a little bit earlier today that we had a meeting of all the hoteliers in August of 1983 to talk about what the plans for the Super Bowl were. We met at the Hyatt Islandia, and it was a group of 12 hotels that got together to meet with us. You can only think of what the difference is from right now. This group is a very diverse group that comes from all walks of life: public service, land use, business, finance, and sports. But above all else, we're San Diegans. The Mayor has charged this group to come up with a plan that works for everyone in this community, and I want to emphasize the fact everyone in this community. We all love the Chargers and we care about them, but we're united in keeping the team here, but more importantly, providing a venue that can represent the community and provide the benefits for the entire community that's here, whether that's international events, concerts, sporting events, things like that that people have speculated about. We've received a clear direction from the Mayor to develop a stadium plan that presents a good and fair deal to San Diego taxpayers. By the fall of this year, we will recommend a stadium location and a viable financing plan to achieve that goal. We're going to analyze all those things that have been done in the NFL and all the other sports over the last 15 years. There have been stadiums built, as you know, one coming up here in San Francisco that's going to host the Super Bowl this last year. You've got the one in Phoenix that's hosting the Super Bowl this year. You've got Dallas, which just got done hosting the college championship game. Minnesota, which is opening a new stadium. And then you've got ones that are going to be built in Atlanta, the ones that were built in Tampa, the one that hosted the Super Bowl last year in New York, the one that's going to host the Super Bowl in a couple of years in Houston. So there's a lot of opportunities there. I'm very proud to be asked to do this and work with a talented group of individuals. And I know we're going to get to know each other a lot better and spend a lot of time together in making sure that we come back and follow Mayor Faulconer's vision to bring a 21st century to this community. Now I'd like to introduce my colleague from this group, Adam Day. Adam?
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Mr. Mayor, for asking me to serve on such a distinguished panel of community leaders. It's exciting to be part of an effort that could solve the leading public policy question of the last 20 years. I am excited to be part of this group because for the first time, as you've heard, in the city's history, a small, dedicated, and focused group will be required to recommend a solution that can be embraced by all stakeholders and presented to the voters. We have until the fall to select the best site for a new facility and the specific financing plan necessary to build it. And it must be, as the mayor said, a good and fair deal for the taxpayers. I know we can accomplish our work quickly so that we can allow the voters to begin the discussion of our recommendations even sooner. As you've heard, this is a group of concerned taxpayers and voters who have different experiences and talent sets. Our one common interest is solving this question before us. And we are independent. Independent of the mayor and the city, independent of the chargers, and independent of any interest group. I look forward with my colleagues to present the plan in the next several months so that the public has, for the first time, something specific to review, discuss, and debate. Here is our promise to you today. San Diegans will have a plan, and the voters will have the final say. Thank you. And now I'd like to introduce Amy Fawcett from the Chamber of Commerce.
Hello, I'm Amy Fawcett. I'm the Chief Operating Officer for the San Diego Regional Chamber of Commerce. As a longtime San Diegan, I know that the chargers are good for our economy, good for our community, and they bring a lot of people together on Sundays. In my role at the Chamber, I know that stadiums can generate revenue that helps our small businesses and neighborhoods thrive. That's why I'm here to support Mayor Faulconer, who is showing the leadership San Diego needs. There are a lot of priorities for our city right now, and the mayor's working to fix our roads and other infrastructure. He's investing in all of our neighborhoods, he's supporting the middle class, and creating opportunities for families to succeed. It would be easy not to take on the stadium issue, but it wouldn't be right. The Chargers belong in San Diego. Mayor Faulconer has proven that he's committed to solving the major challenges that face our city, and I'm proud to be a part and to help do my part. Working together with this group, I am confident we will prove, just like we did with Petco Park, that San Diego can accomplish great things. Thank you.